Handyman Lou here. We have another build. Been a couple of weeks since I made a build. I was busy doing other things. We had the pad for the metal building that's coming soon. I think it's coming in September. Another month, maybe a month and a half to go before the building comes here. I was building on the Sprinter RV conversion. I was doing that build, and I just stopped building it. Because I no longer feel like building on it. Actually, I got it up for sale now. It's about 90% done, actually. The build is literally 90% done. All it needs left is the plumbing, the complete plumbing, and then it's finished. And what else was I doing? Oh yeah, I also installed the V8 in my S10, which I've been waiting to do since last year, because for some reason my health had deteriorated as far as my back is concerned. That really got bad, and I couldn't do it on my own. So I was trying to hire some younger guys to help me out, but they were not interested. So I got another guy my age, but both of us did it on ourselves. We actually got the thing installed, so that's a good thing. You know, I still got it then, because and that looks pretty centered. Again, not tightening it, just getting the nut to apply a little pressure on the washer and the gear. I'm watching the rubber piece in the back, and I see it start to squish, because you can see it squishing just like any gasket. Last one for the first set of what's going on here? I thought that was a different side. Alright, now we're going to check it one more time for alignment, and it is right where I left it. So now we're going to go for the tightening. And as a person, you know, when you're doing this, I don't want to say nothing about nobody. I was a mechanic all my life. I went to Job Corps in 1977. I went to work as a mechanic. First job was in a garage, not a gas station, an actual garage where they were rebuilding motors and stuff like that, doing brakes, and so you get a feel, and you could see your I'm watching it, I'm feeling it. You get a feel for how tight you need to go. And you look at it, you can see it goes, I'm not looking at the front one, I'm looking at the back one. The back one tells me how tight I went. and it lines up. It starts lining up. Right? It starts squaring up. You look at the back of the nuts, the bolts extending outward, and you kind of line them up. Make them the same amount coming out. So more or less the threads will be within a half thread, a full thread away from the original. I mean from the next one. You know. Because when you tighten it up, see what happens is the bolt's coming out there. It's actually asking you to tighten it again. So I look at each thread, and then I give the thread what it wants. 1 turn, half a turn, whatever the case may be. Works great. Let's look and see if it's aligned. If it isn't, I'll have to loosen it up. See that, folks? The little ring around here is what I'm looking at. Spaced around this. I mean, you can't get no better than that. That's damn near perfect. I could see it off a smidge, a millimeter, because my eye's good like that. But it's on. Now you get to put this back on. The washer, the brakes, and the spacer. There's your braking pad, your braking lever. Here goes the washer that belongs on. Here goes that 11/16 bolt. Be careful, because you could be loosening up your brakes. There you are, see? I'm doing it right now. I loosened this up by turning it. There we go. Because if it's real loose, you're going to wear out the bearings super fast. But kid you not, the debo bikes, they call them debos down here. I call them beach cruisers. That's what they call them, I think, in Jersey. Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. But in Jersey, they call them beach cruisers. On here, down here, these guys like to call them debo bikes because of the movie Next Friday. When Debo was riding the bike, he took the bike from the kid, and then he was riding the bike and he got in a fight at the very end. He dropped the Debo bike right there, and they started fighting with LL Cool J, whatever his name was. So not LL Cool J, the other guy. Cool something. Iced tea. Something like that. So, I'm not a rapper. I don't follow rap. It used to be good back in the day when I was younger, but I haven't listened to rap in like 20 years now. Shit has just turned to shit stuff. Rap music turned to shit. Gangster rap, talking about a woman like a pig. That's really, I mean, I don't know how do they even let them do it, or even put it on TV. It's just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't mean the words, but the words to them and whoever listening to it makes perfect sense to the person, but not to me. I just don't. I don't like it. I'm sorry. It's not my flavor. It's not for me. like these. Okay, what you're listening to is these bolts here rubbing up against the brake pad. Now, I could have, I know which ones usually. I take and pull that brake pad out a little further, and it'll stick more towards the center of this. And it's okay, because this, it'll wear it right through. He's going to need a tire and stuff anyway soon. I see a flat spot right there. This guy. So, he likes to do stuff on his own, the little, I've been mentoring this one kid, and he's starting to do things on his own. He buys them off of me, and then he sells it. I guess he's getting more money than I am down there. I don't know. But anyways, time to put the motor in. Let's see. Well, this motor just goes straight on without having to put that clamp on there. I hope. I think so. It looks like it to me. 1/16. Open in. 1/16 socket. It's just to make it quicker for me. Loosen up. Some of these bolts are really tight. Some days. Losing everything now. And that's why you gotta use this. Yo, I ain't had one of these just fit right in there like it's supposed to in a long, long time. They're actually cutting the C-notch in here wider. It's about time. They must have caught up with time. So that means the chain will be shorter. Carburetor will fit regardless which carburetor you use. You could use that one with the adapter with the flying saucer filter. Man, looks very nice. Thank God, somebody looked at it. So, okay, we need to revise this part. good to me. Yep, that's how it goes, guys. When everything fits right, you can get in there with a pistol. That's how I used to do it. But a lot of times, you got to use the C-clamp. It moves it up. It just messes up everything. Everything gets all a little out of shape. I'll be doggone, I haven't seen any one of these fit that in a long time either. Yeah, I see a little issue already. I see one. Here we go. Where the muffler's going at, right here. I mean, there's no way for me to put the Allen key straight across there. I gotta put the muffler on now. Loosen the motor mount, tilt it to the side, put the muffler on then, and then tighten it back up. So here we go with the issues. Always something. Always a little something, something. Never is that easy. Let me see. Loosen the back one up too. And then we gotta figure out if the friggin' muffler fit in here. Always something. Every bike. I need a wrench. I need a wrench. Just get out there. I can't get the wrench on here. That means it's not loose enough. It's time. Loosen this one over now. Nope. Excuse me. I got to pull the motor over at the same time. So let's just start on this side. It's a lot easier. Joey, what are you eating out there? Making you cough like that? I'm sugarfooting this shit around. Done. Yeah, so it goes right by it too. Not even a problem. Well, other things happening now. I think I can get behind there. Tighten the motor up. Let's find out. Let's see. This side first. Wash. That's where it's friggin' on. Anyways. That's not good. Throttles. Up here earlier. Do this now because these two, if you try doing it on the handlebar, they're going to get bound up together, and you want to thread this in just about the thickness of the nut. Leave threads out about the thickness of the nut right there, so you could take it and tighten it where you need to tighten it at, because some of them go forward, some of them come straight up to the side. Depending on where you lay it at, it also will make the adjustment a different way. But this is where you want it at. From the button, looking at the button, start out with it in your left hand side. Take your throttle, connect that guy. Now we're going to measure it for where I got to drill the hole at. It's usually right in the center between these two locking nuts. So just make it scratch it real good so you can see it. Put a cross in it, do whatever you want. Any way you want to do it. You're still going to go back and hit it with a punch, regardless. Now there is something missing that I don't know where it's at. This is my hammer. The normal hammer I have out there. Let me just use this hammer. There's the mark right there. Give it a nice little dimple. The dimple so it don't go wandering around every which way. Top of this thing, you can figure out if it's the right size hole. And it's the right size hole. And now you find it. There you can find it. Yeah, it's usually right there. Did I go too far for it? There's a way. All right. I have to do some modification. Oh, that's why. I still got this stupid rubber. Because, you know, this came without any handle grips. So I didn't think these were in here. But they're both here. And they both got to come out in order to get your throttle to spin right and your what do you call it, your this brake to fit through. And this, you heard it dropping. I heard it dropping. So I'm going to just start this one up because it's the closest one. I mean, it's the one that's right there. Sorry, I'm confused. I'm very confused. Stops there. Okay. I was confused for a second. It's not the kit, it's the bicycle. The bicycle itself has some problems. Like this here. Got some rubber shit all over it. You need to get rid of it. I use this as a sandpaper. I guess this is where the grips used to be ripped onto. Got some kind of glue to it. So I'm just using this as a sandpaper. See that? Came right off. There's the original. Replacement. Get this out of here before I forget where my Felipe is. thus cleaning off. Oh yeah, parts were missing out of that other company. Springs, pieces to hold the cable, nut, that little screw. Hard to find parts. All the stuff that was hard to find, you know, stuff like that. They were missing, and the kids, you know, which for me was like unacceptable, you know. And I got fed up. I actually was gonna make a complaint with the company I buy them through, because they kept asking me. The way they were asking me, they knew they did something wrong. They knew there was something wrong, because they kept saying, "Everything okay? Is everything all right? How's the this, that, and the other? Please don't make a complaint for eBay. Don't make a complaint." You know, you can do a. I still have the kit right here. I haven't even haven't done nothing with it. I have the new clutches in there. I haven't put the clutch cover back on. It's a motor sitting around here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I don't care where it is. I don't want to know about it. Anyways, so this here is the way it goes, and so all there is to it. Right? This guy here, this guy comes around this one, goes in through there, so your carburation is right through there. It's time for gas tank to get put together. Gas line. Here's the gas filter. We need the brackets that hold the gas tank on. And I need the nuts and bolts to hold the gas tank on. Which, on other kits, I gotta put this all into my hand. just to put it back in this bag because, yeah, because life is funny, riddle. Thank God I'm a city boy. All right, we're back. And well, of course, we're going to start out with the dumbass gear. I had to put a lot of tools away so I could find tools to work with. Couldn't find anything because everything is everywhere. I got stuff everywhere. So I had to put some tools away. Now look, bare essentials for these belts. Bare essentials, not essentials. Sorry, I'm talking proper English here. Let me see here. What do we got going on here? More little wrenches. One metric and one standard. At least if I put it back, I know where it's at. I know where to find it. Correctamundo? Yes, sirrady. Alrighty then. Let's see here. Next step is to remove the castle nut that actually holds the brake line on. So now that's a different size, of course. I think it's 5/8 or 11/16, I can't remember which. Of course, that has to be a deep socket. I used to have that out. I have a whole set of these screwdrivers, and I don't remember where I put it at. Where it goes. Leave it there. Anyways, I need 11/16 deep. Looks like I do. Let's find out. That's the one. That's it. I used a lot of time looking for parts. Looking for tools. Yeah, I'm not holding that with my hand. Spun around like a bot out of hell. Remember which orientation you take these things off. I mean, really, it's basic. This thing here stops you from putting that gear on here. The gear only fits around that. That little extra will not allow the gear to go on. Let me just prove it to you. So I'm gonna have had go on. See, I'm gonna go on there. Now remove this. Fits in there. Yeah. Okay. So with the rubber gasket, I mean. So I usually end up throwing those away. A lot of times. I've been taking apart motor kits. I got a motor kit from this friggin' company. I don't know who they are. I can't remember the name of them. But they screwed me. They screwed me over. Had two motors that were not were slipping. Clutches automatically slipping. Then I open up the sorry, let me I open up the cover inside it, and one of the bolts literally fell into my hand. A nut from the gear, from the chain gear, it just fell right into my hands. Opening that up to look at the clutch adjustment thing, because no matter how much, the reason why I went in there is no matter how much I tried adjusting it, it still slipped. So I went inside there to see if maybe the butterfly needed a little extra adjustment of some type. And that was not the only, on that motor, that wasn't the only problem. The other problem was on the other side, there was no screw, flathead screw on that little angle gear that goes to the bigger gear. I don't know what the hell these guys are thinking when they're putting this thing together. From the very beginning, the people started texting me, telling me, you know, how's the motor, how's this, how's that, and we were like, I was like, why are they asking me this? And I didn't put the motors together for like 2 weeks later. So now I said to them, I'm going, you know, I tried fixing it myself, of course. I didn't need to. I've been doing this for a very long time. I got a lot of extra spare parts, and I tried fixing it myself. But this thing annoyed me to death. It got to the point that when no matter how much I adjusted that clutch butterfly, it slipped. I took it apart at least 10 times. Not 10 times, I'm lying. I took it apart about 8, let's just say. On the ninth time, I changed the clutches completely. Still slipped. Something might have been wrong with the springs, type thing going on there. I don't know. You know, I'm just assuming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, one more. 92 minutes, 8, 9. There's so many of these, I just have spare parts laying up on the bench. Here's the cut one. Here. Let's put these guys down here. I gotta do 10 millimeter now. With a 10 millimeter wrench. See, I put everything away. But at least I know where to go look for it. Everything I take apart from one project to the next project, I put in one magnetic tray so that you can find it later. So that you know, one bike, if I'm doing 2 separate bike jobs, which I am doing, this is, you know, for this kit. Then back there there's another kit bike, that the double engine bike, we need this here. We need this sprocket. It didn't come with the rim, the brand new rim, and it's a twisty. This one here has got a clip in it, which means it doesn't twist off. Okay, and the one we need, it screws into it, and then when you're pedaling, it actually tightens it down for you. So that's on hold because of that. Basically, it is together. It is done. Other than that, oh, and I gotta put the chain on. I know I got a double. I got 2 sets of chains over there, which I'm going to be cutting to make them fit. 2 different sets. What else is there? I believe it's just 2 small things to do. I'm forgetting. I forget what it is. It doesn't matter. It'll get done. That's all that matters. It will get done. Joey. Joey. Well, I just heard a noise from behind me here. I don't know what it is. So as soon as I put this first row in, I'm going to go check. First one's always the hardest. It also depends on how close the spokes are. Some of these have a nicely spaced spoke. You can put your hands in there anywhere. And some of these are made where you can only get a few in, and then there's 2 and maybe 3 tight spots. Not that bad, but it does happen. Alright, so now we're going to check to see if they're 9/16. It is not. The outside is, but the backside isn't. It's a 13 or a 1/2 inch. That means it requires you to go grab another wrench for your kit. Also, get your 14 or 9/16, put it on your socket. On this piece, I recommend using just for these 4 bolts. You can do it here too, but not so tight. Over here, I recommend you doing the 4 bolts here. And the first 2 you want to tighten up are the 2 top ones, because the wheel blocks you from getting in there real good. Make sure it's in the on position. Also make sure that chain is straight before you lock down anything. Make sure this chain and this chain are on top of each other, or look at it from here, make sure it's straight. Now, what's happening here is this is what I got to do. Let's give it a snug. These 2 are right above each other, and it looks straight to me. So now I'll be able to get on the back side here. Tighten that one out. You hear them? Guess what? Now it's saying it. Now it's a 9/16. I'm going to go nuts. like to make sure I tighten it really good, because this is the thing that will spin into your spokes if they're not tight. You got that? Let me show you. This piece will flip into your spokes, break your spokes. So make sure you tighten these up. Good. Now we have a tension on the chain. I didn't tighten that up tight. We're going to tighten it up enough. You don't need a lot of pressure. You can usually use a wrench. You don't even need to use this. But I do it because I can feel it. That's it. I can feel how hard I can do it. But you could use a wrench. That's how easy that doesn't move. It will not move on you, no matter what. If you give it just enough tightness. If you don't tighten it up enough, it will roll right into your spokes. And now what? Alright, bike complete. Any man out.